Zero, this is Hound Dog 7, over. This is Sugar 50, go ahead, over.
Moronia Event, the podcast of PS13. Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to a new episode of Moronia FM. In our second English episode, we are happy to welcome the lovely Alexandra from Wargaming. Today, she can sit back and relax and tells us a lot about her life and the daily routine as community manager in Blitz. Have fun!
Hi all, and welcome to a new episode of Moronia FM. My name is Hassomat, and with me, as always, the dear Mandoran.
Hi.
And after we got so much positive feedback, what we now also broadcast English language episodes, we decided to do something like this more often. And today, we have a very special guest. I think every player of World of Tanks Blitz knows her, and especially in the German community, she makes many hearts beat faster. The beautiful face of Wargaming is here. Alexandra, a warm welcome.
Oh, hey. Thank you so much for warm words, and thank you for inviting me to this broadcast. I'm really happy to be here with you.
And thank you for being here.
Not a problem.
Yeah, we had an interview, I think it was in January on our website.
Yeah.
And I wrote you some questions. And this site on our website is today one of the sites people are still reading.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes, especially if there was a stream with Wargaming. In Germany, after the last stream, we were wondered why we had so much hits on the website. And then if you just Google World of Tank Blitz and your name, the first hit is our website and the interview with you.
Great job, guys. Congratulations. I remember that when you sent me the questions for the interview, it took about 2 weeks for me to complete this survey. And I'm really sorry for this. So this broadcast is much better than just typing answers to the questions. I prefer live communication.
Yes. And so the people are very interested in you, official.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure.
Who told you?
And I take this interview from January and have some more questions. So for you, I think it's a little bit of, you're now 2 years at Blitz.
2 years at Blitz, and the day of Blitz birthday is exactly the date when I joined Blitz. And so it's like double holiday for me.
Okay.
Double party.
That's nice. Yeah, double party. And I remember last year, in 2019, on this day, on June 26th, we were in Bovington at Tankfest. And I'm so sorry that this year Tankfest is declined, unfortunately. And I lose the opportunity to meet each of you in real life.
Yeah. How did it came that you started working at Wargaming and especially on Blitz?
Before Wargaming, I also worked in the game industry, but it was slots, like online casino. And I worked there for about a year. And then I just saw a job position in Wargaming, in World of Tanks Blitz, and it was community management position. And I decided to try myself, like, why not? And this time, I didn't know anything about tanks, about World of Tanks Blitz. Like, I've known that there is a game, a big game, and Wargaming is well known in the world. So I've decided to apply on this position, and I completed the interview, and they sent me a task I've completed this task, and they invited me to interview in the office, and it was very funny, you know. We have spent like about 2 hours talking about everything about game industry, about tanks, about my previous job, about my lifestyle, about communication with people, because I've applied to community management position, and I fall in love with the people that working in World of Tanks Blitz, because everyone is open-minded and very kind, and very important thing for me is sense of humor.
Yeah.
And we laughed a lot at the interview, and I left the office in an hour. They called me back and said, Alexandra, we are happy to invite you to work with us. And I was like, yeah.
Okay.
Then I had a long story with my previous jobs, and I needed to tell them that I'm leaving. And so it was a long story. It was very hard for me, because I love people with whom I'm working, and I really missed my previous team, but we are good friends still, and so Wargaming gives a lot of opportunity for me, and I'm totally happy with my job now.
That was also an impression I had last year in Bovington with you or Dennis, or I don't have all the names right, with the woman who was doing the development and stuff. That the team and the people working there are doing their job with a lot of passion.
Yeah.
Yes,
And there are a lot of humor.
Yes, and this is always, and not always, but also a key to success for our team, for operation team, and for the development team. Because if you have passion, if you love your job, and if you love your project, in our case it's Blitz, then you can do everything. But if you do your job like it's your job just for money, no success. And I love the fact in our team that everyone loves Blitz and everyone plays Blitz. Just an hour ago, we have played a quick tournament with our team, and of course we lost. but that was fun. That was fun. We love to play with our players and to communicate with our players. However, it might be not really good, because our chat is live. we don't turn it off, so sometimes we can see some abusive things, but that's a game and that's our community. I'm talking about Russian community, because we are playing on RU region because of the ping and etc. So yeah.
So it's played on normal tournaments, or do you have a special room?
No. Just random tournament, quick tournament that we have here. And we play on tier 10, and it's very funny to look how we play.
I imagine the reaction of the enemy team if they realize, oh, now we play against Wargaming.
Yeah. When they see that we are playing, that they are playing against Wargaming, because we have a Wargaming clan tag.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, what should I do now? Like, we are the same players as they are, as you are, and it's really funny to spend some time playing your game.
You and Tony or Dennis, you're some kind of like a face of Wargaming because of the streams you do.
I would say not Wargaming, but World of Tanks Blitz.
Oh, for Blitz, sorry, yes. How many people are working there for the community?
We have a team of 7 people.
Okay.
We are working with community and with social media. So it's like about posting on social pages, about communicating, about gathering feedback, about talking with the development team. For example, my job is to make events live. Like, development team create the event, then they present this event to operation team. I work in operation team, and my job is to give them feedback on the side of a player. So this, for example, thing needs to be fixed or edited or deleted or removed and so on. So I work with events. Rebel Stripe, for example, is Dennis. He works with clans, with clan community. Also, he works closely with a North American audience. So his job is also to work with Discord, but I work with Facebook and with Twitter and with Instagram. So different people in our small team are responsible for different things, but it makes us stronger and better. So you cannot like cover all the things we do in community and in social media, but we're a team and we do a great job, I think.
So if there is something on Facebook, it's mostly you who answers?
Yes. Official Facebook is my location.
Is it hard? Do you experience any difference between the medias used and the reactions you receive from the audience, from the players?
Yes, there is a difference, and the difference between the audience. Because, for example, Rebel Stripe, he works with Discord, and on Discord we have like our core community. Players that are very familiar with Blitz, they know all the technical issues, they know how the game works. On Facebook, it's more about posting news, answering questions, and gathering feedback. So it's not about live communication. Of course, I answer comments, and I'm always with our players, and I'm doing my best to bring some fun to them, so like making contests and etc. But it's not like very serious as Discord is.
So Discord is more for the nerds of the game.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Okay.
And Discord can be very funny, and you wrote me 4K messages waiting for you?
Yes, I have 4K requests in my private messages on Discord, and that's why I closed private messages on Discord, because I could not answer all of them. And I also work with Russian audience, and we have a social media page. The name is Vkontakte. It's only Russian, not Russian, but post-Soviet, I would say, social media. And there, I also answer a lot of messages. Like a day, I have about 100 requests. And, you know, if these questions would be interesting, I'll be happy. But the questions are like, when is the update? When is the event? How are you? What are you doing now?
Okay.
So, very interesting.
I know all these questions, but I don't have 4K. I also writing often with Dennis, and I think he has 300 today. Yeah.
No, not anymore. Contest.
Yeah. But sometimes he hates Discord.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think it's too much information to it, and as you said, it's hard to handle.
Yeah.
So he simply have to quit or answer nothing, because you even can't read all the messages to pick out the very interesting things. It's not possible.
So that's my job. I have to cover all the things, and I do it.
Okay.
But you know, it's better to talk with audience in the comments, for example, not in the private messages, because, for example, you can answer a question that other 10 players might have in their opinion. And for example, they go to our official page on Facebook and they read comments and they see the question and they see the answer.
Yeah.
So it's better to communicate in public, not in private.
Sure.
That's why we are making streams. Like, you guys, maybe you know when the Blitz are going to have Japanese heavies?
Oh, God.
Okay.
Like in the streams of RIP, the question, what is the favorite tank?
Yeah.
Every
Of him.
stream, I receive this question: when are you going to add Japanese habits?
Thanks. Yep.
Next question is: when are you going to add artillery to Blitz?
Yep.
Ah,
I think one of the last streams, all the people are asking about the MS1,
yes.
and just I can't delete
I
it
can
fast
explain
enough.
why. I can explain why. Because when we had Tain live, when I was stream, and he said that like we are working in MS1, and MS1 is mobile studio,
hmm
not a tank.
Okay.
But our players are like triggered. MS1? Who said MS1?
Moderating the Wargaming stream is a very special special work.
Oh, Hassomat, I'm sorry for this. But you're doing a great job. Best of the best.
Just random deleting. No. So yeah,
Especially our chat on YouTube is very fun when we have contests and giveaways.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no question, just a list of in-game names and regions.
you're always saying, but you read the live stream. But can you really read all this stuff to put up some questions?
Of course, no.
Oh.
I'm trying to read the live chat, but it's so fast. It's so fast
Yeah.
and it's so live. And of course, it's good that it's live and people
Yeah.
are interested in the game and they're involving in our stream and they are listening to us, even despite my bad accent. But it's good. And of course, I cannot read live chat. All the live chat, but after the stream, I'm sitting and rereading the comments, I'm rereading the live chat. So yes, I do it, but not during the live stream, but after.
Yeah, and your work you talked about is what you are all doing, and on our webpage it also stands that replying to comments on social pages, helping people with game issues, gathering feedback, discussing changes with the development team from players' point of view, live streams, planning social activities, planning offline events, creating of contests, and much more. Wow.
And much more. Yes. So it's not really visible how many things we cover inside our team, inside World of Tanks Blitz. Because I see a lot of requests from our players like, please add national crew voices, or please add more searchable tanks, or etc. Or make maps bigger. Also my favorite request. We see all these requests, but unfortunately we cannot cover everything.
Sure.
Our team is not really big. We have about 250 people that are developing Blitz, and it's really not too much. So we are trying to make things that people are interested in. For example, game modes, and we are doing our best to add more searchable vehicles. And European nation is growing now. But we cannot cover everything in one time, in 1 second. And as I have already mentioned, national crew voices, a lot of requests, especially when we add Italian tanks and Sweden tanks. We also would like to add national crew voices, but at the current moment, we don't have the possibility because our sound engine is not really powerful and good, but we are going to do our best till the end of the year. Fingers crossed. I hope that we'll have the possibility and will improve our sounds in the game.
So that also the option to have the PC sounds in the game, or is it only about the crew voices?
No. Also about PC sounds, of course, and also some players suggest us just to take PC voices from World of Tanks and just copy and paste to World of Tanks Blitz, but it's not so easy due to our sound engine.
Okay, that was my easy idea.
Issues, yeah.
If you talk about feedback and comments to the game you read, how is the feedback or the ideas the community have and bring to you implemented to your developers? Do you have meeting and exchanges with them, or
Let me explain. So, for example, we have an event. For example, 6 years, yeah, our birthday event. At first moment, we plan our activities about this event, like streams, posts on social pages, etc., etc. Then we start our event. We are checking that everything is okay. Of course, each and every event is testing in our Q&A team. QA, not Q&A, I'm sorry. Then we post everything about this event. Then event is finished, and after this, we post a survey on our Discord. You might know. We post it for each region, for each server, for North America, for Asia, and for Europe, of course. Then we gather the numbers from this survey. We analyze these numbers and we create diagrams just to make it more clear for our development team. Then we give a short feedback due to these surveys. And then we gather all the feedback from all our posts on social pages. We read every post, every comment under each post that correlates with event, for example, yes. And for example, I see that people talk that the new tank collector is good, but not each and every player is satisfied with tech characteristics. I understand that this opinion is not just by one player, but a lot of players agree with this. And I put this statement in the document. We call it digest. So I put it in our digest, and then we send this digest to our development team. They read this digest. After that, we can make a meeting, like a retrospective about the event, and we discuss what was good, what needs to be edited, what can be better in our next event. And each team in our development department, they make like plan for the next event, what should be done.
Okay. How long does it take from the idea of an event until it comes to the game? For example, the gravity mode.
Oh,
is it about 4
game
weeks?
mode is totally different because, for example, now it's 1st of July, and we are already planning our Halloween.
Okay.
And we didn't start it like yesterday, but a month ago.
So something about a half a year before.
Yes. Of course, Halloween is a big event. And we need new tanks, and we also want to create new game mode for our players because it's a big like part of Blitz. We have like 3 main parties, and Blitz is Christmas, New Year event, Halloween event, and birthday event. But when we talk about like small events, for example, like now we are going to have Independence event. This event takes about 2 months for development, for creating user interface for this event, for making art assets, and to create balance for this event, to count everything, like 2 months,
Okay. Yes, it's really much work in the background. So the Stars of Glory event, I think 6 days or something like this, and 2 months of work.
Yes. And also we need an update to make an event.
Yeah.
So Stars of Glory and Birthday event is in update 7.0. So we have prepared everything long time ago.
Yeah.
So we cannot add anything when we are live.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
some things can be added, but we need to plan everything long time.
Yes, so you're working mostly with the community, and I think this is very fulfilling and beautiful, but sometimes it can also be very exhausting, I think. You always have a joyful attitude, but is there anything that bothers you sometimes?
The secret is very simple. I love my job.
Yeah.
I love Blitz, and I love our community.
Yeah.
Of course, sometimes our players can be toxic, but it's okay. If our community gives us feedback, we gather this feedback. If they don't like something, we are happy that they care. And we also care, and we hear everyone. And as I have already said, we do our best to solve each and every issue, but sometimes we are not really powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think especially I felt a little sorry for Dennis in the last few weeks because I think he get a lot of harsh feedback with his ATGM stuff and so, and I think Dennis is one of the persons who has nothing to do with it.
It also depends on a person.
Yeah.
You cannot work with community if you are not stressful.
Yeah.
Rebel Stripe is really a handsome man.
Yeah.
I adore how he works with community.
Yeah.
So he's very calm, and he can cover each and every problem that might appear on, for example, on Discord. I don't think it's a good example, but anyway, you might know that Rolling Swarm left community contributors program, and it was a big problem for us, and it was painful for us because we love Rolling Swarm and we know each other in real life, and we are friends with Brian. But when he left, we received a lot of toxic and negative comments about this. And we spent three days and 3 nights to talk with audience, to explain the situation, to cover the problem. But sometimes our players just need time. And not each and every player can see the situation deep to understand it inside. And that was a good example how Rebel Stripe worked with the situation. Like I was in panic because for me that was a problem. But Rebel Stripe was totally calm, and he said Alexandra, everything will be okay. I'll talk with people, I'll talk with community contributors, I'll talk with Rolling, and really everything was fine. So if you're not stressful, don't go in community management. That's my advice.
Yes, you have to do with people, and people have their opinions, they have their needs, they have their passion, they have their hate, or whatever. And
yes.
So
but we are
is mixed up
people.
there.
We are human beings. That's totally okay. That's totally okay that we have emotions. And Blitz is also about emotions, about fun. You cannot stay just calm when you play Blitz. Agree with me.
Sure.
You're either happy or angry.
I think
and sometimes both at the same time.
Yeah. And pure emotions.
I think you're one of the best examples for pure emotions. So if I remember last Twister Cup, I think it was also special for you.
Oh no! I want to forget this stream because, okay, guys, it was 7 hours live stream.
Yeah.
And it was very, very difficult. Bearing in mind that English is not my native language, Russian is my native language. And it's really hard because you're going live. You don't have the opportunity to go away. But however, Rolling Swarm, I guess, one time he went to the toilet, but I was sitting for 7 hours without any move, and when you feel that fear in the real life, when you see these players, these teams, their eyes and their passion and their emotions, you're also very emotional. And of course, I supported these teams, and I rooted for Rain. And when I saw that they're in the final, I was so happy for them, and I was in the chat with our team, with organizers, with our staff, and everyone supported Rain. I hope that our 7-star team won't hear this.
I don't know.
Yeah, and we were really surprised that they did great job. And when I saw that no chance, I just cried. and also it's all about emotions. I don't feel any shame about this stream.
No.
But really, I supported these guys so much, and I know them in real life. And also, this really matters because with his role fitness, with TJ, we're good friends, and you might saw his role fitness on our previous stream.
Yeah.
So we communicate very good with these guys, and when you know a person, not just a player, but a person, you cannot just keep calm. Of course, you support and you worry about these guys, and you understand that Blitz is not just a game for them, but tournaments, but a competitive moment.
Yeah.
And yes, that's awesome.
I think...
But 7-star is a good team. I also know these guys. They got it quite good. And as the captain of 7-star, his in-game name is Upanjash. It's very complicated to pronounce his in-game name. I remember, Amonet was like, "Can you repeat one more time?" And I was like, UFPNGH. Upanjash. Yeah, Upanjash. For Russian guys, it's easier to pronounce it. And we asked him, like, how was your in-game name created? And he said, like, randomly. I just pushed on my keyboard, and here we go with Upanjash.
my cat runs over the keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah, like this. And this captain is very calm. He has no emotions. Either he win or he lose. He's super, super calm.
Okay.
I'm jealous.
When you leave work and you go home, do you really quit Blitz, or is it that you play also in the evening and have a look? Do you really separate Blitz and private?
As you know, we are working from home now, so I go to work at the kitchen, and then I leave my work and go to the living room. So long journey, you know.
Yeah. Same to me.
High five. So when we worked in the office, so many years ago.
It seems so, but it's only 2 months or 3 months right now.
Yeah. Our last day in the office was March 17th.
Yeah, I think for
mine was March 4th.
Yeah. Oh, March 4th, yeah. You're staying at home a bit longer than we. So when I leave the office, we might have an evening at the restaurant or the cafe or pub with our team. And that's really awesome that we are not just about Blitz and about work, but we are good friends. Also, we can visit each other, we can spend time together, and it's really awesome. I'm divorced now, so now I have a bit more free time in my private life. But when I was married, of course, I spent time with my husband, ex-husband now. But we also played Blitz together, and or sometimes in the evenings we play tournaments. So no, I cannot say that I have separation between Blitz like work and Blitz like private life. No. What about you?
Yeah, it's different because normally on days I have to work, so there's no blitz possible. So
But come on, Hassomat, you do so much for Blitz and for community, and
Yes.
your website and all the things you do. Like when people ask you, you really do so much, guys, and this is really awesome. And I want to say one more time, big thank you for everything you do for us. That's awesome.
yeah, it's
We
also
do
a
our
passion for
best.
us. So, and I think without the passion for the game, but also for the community and
Yeah, the people.
then the people, I think was here also the basic idea about the PS13 was to bring the people more ideas about the game, how to play, like the driving school and stuff like that, and yes, and it developed. Wow. Yes.
And I know that you have like also your like private community,
13 years.
Yeah, and how many people do you have there?
On the official German Blitz server, we have something about 1,400
God.
people on Discord.
Oh my God, that's cool.
And on RIP's additional server, it's something about 130, I think, something like that.
Supporters of
But
a
they are
YouTube
also
channel,
on the YouTube channel, yes. But there are also big other German Discord servers. For example, some German clans made like a German Blitz League, like a soccer league. So there are also a couple of hundred people there. So there are some big Discord clans, Discord servers in the German community.
Yeah, the German
So
community.
you do even more than we do.
I don't know
Different
if
things.
more, but different, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, you're just very cool, and thank you one more time for all you do.
For us, it's I think the best, and it's really cool to meet the people in real life. So it was.
Yes.
And for our team now, we are 8 people, I think, who just got together with a game, and now we're one of the best friends and meet each year, and it's always fun.
Oh, please
cool.
unite.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Oh, it's my favorite program. Created by me, powered by me.
And I think one day we will also come to Minsk as a group. I think so too.
Very, very welcome.
We have then make a short trip to Kubinka.
Maybe.
To see the mouse and other tanks there. That would be a dream.
Rainbow Strike will join you. So just come to Minsk, come to Belarus, and we'll show you everything.
We have to convince Rip to get into the plane. He has some problems with plane.
He's very, very scared and afraid of flying.
Oh, yeah. I remember this story.
Yeah.
Yep. Maybe we have to make him drunk or something like that.
Maybe we just need to plan a bit longer trip for him, like trains and buses and bicycles.
Yeah, it could be also fun, a Wargaming road trip.
You can travel by car. It will take about a couple of days with nightstands, so why not?
So rent a kind of minibus and then driving to whole Europe.
Guys, this is going to be a hot party.
And
anyway, you're always welcome in Minsk, in our headquarters in Wargaming, so I'll be happy to see you in real life.
A few of us were in Minsk because the raid guys, and there's one question, perhaps, why you're called the raid girl.
yes,
Rip
yes,
was
yes.
streaming.
Rick was streaming. Yes, yes.
Yes, and there was
I
a kind
saw.
of
Yeah.
laughing and discussing with the Legion guys. And he stated, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a raid girl."
Yes, I saw the comments in live chat on YouTube on Rip stream. And like I was rooting for Raid, and they were fighting with Legion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yes, and some of the players asked Alexandra, "Why do you support Rain? Not Raid, but Raid." And someone asked that answered that Alexandra is a Raid girl, and that's why I answered like this.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a Raid girl. And again, it's also about knowing guys in real life because Raid was present on Bliss's Cup in 2018. Okay, and it's a fun story because our Bliss's Cup was in a hotel in Minsk. We rented the location for our teams and for the tourney itself. And I remember the moment we entered the hotel lobby with maybe with Tony or with Rebel Stripe, and I was like, "Who are these awesome guys at the bar?" And there was
At the bar,
Messi,
of course.
Messi with someone else. I don't remember, but like, what an awesome guy!
Mhm.
So yes, some pure love from the first sight.
The German machines. Pushka, give us this name.
Pushka gave us a name in Wargaming last year. Yes.
Yeah, and are you still excited before a stream? So you have thousands of people watching you.
Yes, I'm very worried every time, and it's also good because at the moment when I'll have no worry for the stream, that will mean that I don't have passion anymore.
Mhm.
And at this moment, I will say bye-bye to streams and will change to my job.
Yeah.
But as for now, every stream is a stress for me because like you need to prepare everything, you need to plan everything. And when we work from home and we make these streams from home, we have a lot of technical questions and also needs to be covered, and we work with our video team. And it's a lot of communication, it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of time, and of course you worry that everything should be okay, no issues, no bugs, no sound, lost connection, and etc. So a lot of things you need to think about, you need to bear in your mind. So yes, I worry about. I love streams, and I'm going to stream more.
Yeah, I think it's much harder to do it in a home office than in a studio.
Of course. When you're in the office, you can support each other, and you feel like live communication with your team, and you feel the support. But when you're home and you're alone, and like, somebody please help me.
Please help me.
So yes, it's complicated, but it's challenging, and it gives us more power and more experience.
Before we start the recording, you told us that you have to stay at home until the end of August.
I hope that till the end of August, but you know the situation with Corona is not really good and not really stable, and in Belarus we have more and more cases, and we don't have the solution now, and I hope that in September I will be in the office, but not sure about it.
Is it difficult for you to work from home or to work with your team, or how is it organized? I think I know it from my job, so we have many video calls every day, but developing a game is, I think it's difficult from home. Or
when we just started, yes, it was difficult,
Yeah.
but we used to. Every morning we start our day with a call with our team. So we discuss our plans for a day. We share our plans. We ask each other, do you need help? Like, how can I help you? And then we go to work. Of course, we have a lot of other calls. For example, with the development team and etc. Or with video team if we plan a stream. And at the end of 6 p.m., we have one more call with our team, and we discuss how was the day. What did we do? So what are we going to do tomorrow? And every day we have 2 calls with the team just to be on the same way.
Yeah.
Okay. So that has changed from the normal work in office, or have you already done that in a normal office day?
No. We didn't have so many meetings before, but now it's a solution now. When we worked from the office, like we had meeting, for example, with our team, with community and social media, every Monday. So we had like an hour meeting. We discuss our plans for a week, not for a day. And so, when your team is sitting just in a meter from you, you can cover all the questions like very easy and in a short time.
Okay. You told us that you work right now 2 years at Wargaming and Blitz. Is there a special highlight? Would you really think in these 2 years, that's my biggest impression, my highlight in those 2 years? Do we have something?
I would say that these highlights offline event. When I meet players and in real life. So it's Blitz Twister Cup 2018 and 19. It's Tankfest in Bovington, and it's Tanker Day in Minsk. We had last year, and of course we had a Tanker Day. Not a Tanker Day, but a Wargaming Fest in Moscow in 2018. And when you go to these offline events, you meet your players in real life, and you talk a lot. You talk not just about Blitz, but about players, about yourself, about team, and about everything. And of course, this gives you a lot of power and energy. So I love these offline events, and I spend my personal time and energy to prepare for these offline events. For example, last year in Bovington, you remember that 3 days I was on the stage, like making fun for the audience, and the audience was not the thing I was expected, because comparing with Tanker Day in Minsk, our audience is like 15 years old. And then you go to Tunfest and your audience is 30 plus years old. And you're starting to think, are you doing this okay and all right for these honorable gentlemen or not? So it's really interesting, and I love these events.
Yeah, we missed to go there.
Yeah, next year, hopefully.
Hopefully, guys.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Are there any? Yeah, should I ask that? I have to think about the English words. 1 moment, please.
No problem. I have the same issues on it's on every stream.
Now it's gone. I'm sorry.
Can I help?
Ich hatte so eine Idee im Hinterkopf, aber irgendwie habe ich es verloren.
Ich hatte verstanden.
Yeah. How long have you learned German? Your German is very good.
Oh, I spent like 1 year and a half.
Okay.
But that was not enough for me. Like I can speak a little bit, I can understand a little bit more, but I'd love to speak fluently. And my family have friends in Germany, and yes, that's my goal to make my German at least as good as my English.
I think especially Russian language and English language, it's very complicated.
Oh,
to
Russian
learn.
language is. I'm not jealous to the people that are trying to learn Russian.
Oh, no.
Poor guys.
That's the same idea I have about other people learning German.
Yeah, I think.
Of course, grammar in German is like, oh, what?
Yes, I also always had in school something about a 2 grade. Germany is 1 the best and 6 the worst. About 2 grade in about using the language, and about a 5th or 6th in grammar and all the rules. So.
But I think many people just don't know that you can speak a little bit German, or?
Now everybody knows.
I will learn German one day, guys. I promise you.
Okay, so we need another 2 years, and then we can speak in German at our, don't know, in Minsk.
Maybe I just need to move to Deutschland. And to learn German there. It's always better to learn language when you live in the country and you talk with native speakers.
Yeah,
sure.
So guys, wait for me. I'm coming.
You told me that one of your things, if you don't work or playing Blitz or something, you like to move around the world. And you like to see different countries, and I think so this time is not so funny for you.
How did you know? It's not so funny for me. Yeah, I love to travel a lot around the world, but I'll explain why. For me, the vacation is good when you change your location. When you leave your laptops, your work, when you don't enter any social media, social pages, and when you don't communicate with your team. However, I love them. And this moment is possible for me only when I go abroad. So now I have a lot of days to go for vacation, and my manager says that, Alexandra, please go away. I don't want to see you anymore. And I understand that if I'll take these days off, this won't help me, because I'll be in Belarus and I'll have the opportunity to work, and I will work during all my vacations. So, I'll be waiting for open abroad.
So I think we have the last important question. What's the name of your dog?
It's Matilda.
Matilda.
Yeah.
Named after the tank in the game, or is it just coincidence?
No. She's 10 years old.
Okay.
I think in English it's a Bernese, or how it's...
Yes, Bernese mountain dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful dog, my grand.
Yeah, she's the calmest member of our family.
I have to Google for a picture. I don't have anything right now in mind.
Oh, you can go to my Instagram.
Okay.
Okay, when we have 1 hour recorded now, so we come to an end of this
so we can use abusive language.
No, everything's fine.
Yeah.
And sure, at the end we just say many thanks to you that you come to us.
It was a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Mate, thank you so much for inviting me to your broadcast. It was very pleasant to talk to you.
So, is there anything you would give us the last words?
Oh, Hassomat, one more time, and Mando, of course, as well. Big thank you for everything you do for the community and for Blitz, and thank you for your warm attitude to our development team. Really big thank you. You're just very awesome guys, and I'm waiting for the moment we'll meet each other in real life.
Again.
And of course, welcome to Minsk.
Yes.
Always welcome to Minsk.
We will do our best. Yeah, thank you. And perhaps if you can bring a beer to Dennis from us, I think he will be very pleased.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be a nice idea.
We call it
Greetings from
liquid currency.
Okay. Thank you again. Have a nice evening and stay healthy. And
Well,
You
Until
too,
next
guys.
time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
okay.
Enjoy your evening.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Alex.
That was Moroni FM for today. I hope you enjoyed the second English episode, and I'm happy that there are new listeners of our podcast everywhere. Many thanks again to Alexandra. You're great. We would like to thank all our listeners and our patrons, because without you, all this would not be possible. We give the community a voice. See you next episode. Bye.
Was für kritischer Treffer, Junge!
Das war Moronia FM, der Podcast der PS13.